Hello everyone, Birdman Nom here with another KSP video. We're starting off here on the moon with my rover that you might have seen last episode. We managed to get here by a complicated rocket and sky crane, etc. Here it is, just it's recharged using the solar panels on the front, so we can put those away now. And today's not going to be about this guy, actually. Today's going to be about getting it some kerbals to crew it up. So I've got some, as you have seen before, I've got ladders on here. All the ladders need are kerbals, so let's go to map view, and I should have ready on the launch pad my Kerbal lander. Let's see if we can grab it from here. Oh, it doesn't want to grab. Oh, yes it does, I think. That is not the right machine. The right machine's over there. So, this is getting irritating, so instead I'm going to go to the Space Center and go to the launch pad. Yep. We have, oh fantastic, we have the ever successful trio of Bill, Bob and Jebediah as our crew captain, flight captain. And this is it, this is the behemoth that's hopefully going to get them to land on the moon as close to that rover as possible. So it's almost the same config as the rover lander, but made out of big parts. It's also got a few more SRBs and a very large two-stage lander that can split when you want to take off and go back. So I'm going to stick the throttle up and put the SAS on, and while I'm locking these gimbals, let me just apologise. I'm a tad feverish because I've had a immunisation jab for hepatitis B because I'm planning on going on holiday in the summer, and I need a jab to do it. So that's why if I sound shivery or insane, or more insane than usual, that's why. You don't really need to know, but I thought I'd sort of caution you. So let's launch. Are we ready? Have I not? I've probably forgotten something, but let's launch. Okay, 3, 2, 1, lift. We see that all 5 bottom engines fire, middle one gimbaling to keep us nice and steady, but not shake us to pieces. And the 4 external SRBs firing. These two will fire after these ones have run out. And it flies quite nicely. Now, I've done a few test flights and concluded that it needs some RCS fuel, so I'll put that on. Or some RCS control rather. It needs some lights when you land it, so I've got those now, and they are more than sufficient in what they do. The landing gear is on a nice wide base to hopefully aid stop it from toppling. These are very fuel hungry, so I have to be careful when I use them not to run out of fuel. I have to be quite careful in this staging as well. There we go. What else did I fix? The ladder arrangement, if we follow it down, there's an extendable ladder here that goes down to these ladders. These ladders then go down to this platform, where there's another extendable ladder that goes down to the surface of whatever it is we're landing on, in this case the moon. Also these SRBs are going to run out before these guys on the stage. No, sorry, the large tanks are going to run out before the SRBs. I could always double it back, I guess. Let's just check. This thing does get going quite quickly, so we have to stay focused, obviously I'm staying focused if I can't remember the word focus, but I always start talking too much during liftoff, and then there we go, and actually the sound is quite nice, because it doesn't seem to be very happy about that. I don't like the spin it's doing, also that should be strutted, that's a mistake, and we are getting carried away, so let's cut the thrust for now, put the RCS on and use it to hopefully... Oh, it's not well placed. It's not well placed at all. Oh, also we need to cut off this RCS flow because we need that to manoeuvre the top stage after we detach. I only want to be using this stuff at the moment. Okay, we're coming down now. Very good, very good. And I'm just going to stop it there at the horizon. And put the boosters back on, or the booster at this stage. There we go. Steady. Steady. Good. Don't know what that accent was, but like I said, I'm a tad insane today. Now we're going to push this out into a nice... Oops, I've pressed the wrong button. We're going to push this out into a nice orbit. And actually, I'm going to get a bit closer to the apoapsis now before I continue this burn. That's probably close enough. I'm just going to move it down here. Oh, goodness me. Okay, so ready for another separation. Ta-da! There we go. Now we're only on one booster. There we go. Still plenty of fuel left, and we're approaching an orbit, so I think we're going to be okay, or we should be okay fuel-wise. Just going to check the RCS. Yeah, we're fine for RCS. I've discovered these big RCS tanks have more RCS than you ever need to use, and actually another thing you can do, I think if you hold Alt, if you right-click on both the RCS tanks, we can refill this one from this one. There we go. See? So that's by holding Alt and right-clicking two tanks, and I think it works for fuel tanks as well. But we're going to leave all the fuel as it is, because the staging hopefully has configured it to where I want it. This is looking like it's going to be a nice orbit. Yes, I'll stick with you guys as we make the orbit. This is not taking too long. Once we pass the... Actually, no, we're staying... Actually, the apoapsis sometimes either increases or decreases if you get the wrong side of it or boosting in the wrong direction when you're creating an orbit. Like now, you see it's pushing away and pushing out. But it's not a huge issue. I'm just going to... Okay, stop it at about there, because I want to keep it roughly 100,000 by 100,000, so we need to get close to it again. And stop. And just, yep, because you move... As you orbit, your spacecraft will rotate around the axis of its movement, normally around 90 to 70, I think, is the sort of compass line it moves on. So you just need to be wary that it's not going to be facing the direction it was when you started time warping. So there we go, push that out, and it gets to be more and more unstable as it gets closer to a circle. So just really bring that up, really small throttle movements. And that's just, I mean, I didn't need to do that because we're going to the moon, and it's shaking like anything because there's 700 meters difference. Well, that is a very, very circular orbit, and a sort of good guide, or rough guide, as to how to set one up. Now I'm going to cut the RCS off, because actually we don't need to keep using it. I'm just going to change the camera, because this is the one I like, and as you know, this is where we speed up time, and we look for the moonrise. And as soon as we see moonrise, that's when we burn for the moon. And we've got plenty of fuel left on this stage, so I think we're going to be alright. There's the moon, so I'm going to do a clever thing and take a quick... Cannot save. I'm not under acceleration. There we go, take a quick save, because you never know what goes wrong. And if I've learnt anything, if it can go wrong, it will go wrong. But I am getting better. I'm definitely getting better at this. That rover mission had very few mistakes on it. Most of them were technical, like KSP not working. Which is always good to be improving constantly. Also, I don't think I've stopped talking this whole time, which is slightly concerning, as I normally run out of things to say, but I'm clearly in a slightly altered state of mind, so I do apologise for that. Right. Set our sights on the moon. Set the booster to boost mode. There we go. Gimbal's going a bit mad, but it's not a huge issue. Plenty of RCS. What we could do, we could lock the gimbal and put RCS on. That way the adjustments are going to be slightly less powerful. We'll see how that goes. We've still got, yep, full tank there. Good. And that's going to last us as long as this stage will, and longer. Oh my goodness, I'm just going to cut the thrust there and just do gentle controls here, because I don't want to overshoot our moon pass. You see, as you get further and further away with the apoapsis, the amount of thrust needed to change it is less and less. So I'm just going to reduce this moon periapsis. Okay, that's probably a little bit too low. What are we doing for fuel? Not much left. I'm going to take the RCS off because that flashing is annoying me. I'm just thinking what we could do is bring the periapsis back up by sort of flipping round and just using that last of our fuel to burn in retrograde. I'm a little bit conscious this episode might go slightly longer, so you know, don't worry if you can't make it through, if it is too long, but I'm going to try and keep it short. I'm sort of doing things. I don't want to cut too much because this is all, you know, it all happens in sequence. I don't want you to miss, you know, if you're using this as a guide to fly to the moon or something like that, then I don't want you to skip out. There we go. That's a better periapsis. And we're going to actually cut the staging there. Toggle the SAS, because sometimes when the ship changes size, it can't cope particularly well. Now if I just, okay, this decoupler, I want that to go away. But I'm increasing the time warp. I'm going to decrease it again. I'm going to flip myself around. Hopefully that will push away that decoupler. Take that off. And we're going to need to reactivate that RCS tank when we want to use our RCS. Okay, let's just hold it like that, because now we're relatively far away from that hoop. Okay, good, that's drifting away. We'll switch back to map view, speed it up a bunch, and start approaching our Mooner interaction, our moon encounter. Now, the plan here is going to be to set up an orbit and then reduce that orbit to land next to the rover, which is going to be fuel expensive. So let's just see if we can do this. Although, actually, with the placement of the rover compared to the periapsis, we might just be able to... no, I tell you what, I'm not going to do that. Okay, let's put that on. Let's put the RCS on. Give me control. Oh, bother. The warp's still up. Right. RCS control. SAS off, RCS on. Find the retrograde, the opposite direction to travel, so that we can slow ourselves down and establish an orbit around the moon. There it is. And I'm going to burn up. Well, not burn up, hopefully. I'm going to increase the throttle until we have a nice orbit, but I've got to be wary of this fuel situation. Okay, that's an orbit, but it's not a nice one just yet. And I'm wondering, can I aim with this burn? Can I aim at this rover? Would that be possible? I'm going to do it like that, and then when I get here, I'm going to slow myself down into a free fall, or when I get here I'll slow myself down even more. Because if I do it like this, I'm going to land here, and I want to land here. So I'm going to go around a bit more before I start slowing myself down. We are going to pass very close to the moon, but with the trajectory as it is, we won't hit it at any point, and there's no atmospheric effects to slow us down. So this may get scary, but believe me, it should be safe, unless we're 11,000 meters tall, which I think is slightly too big. Or slightly bigger than we are. Okay, right, we're going to slow down now. We get a nice low pass over the moon, so we can take some pictures. Actually, let's do that. Let's go to... No, Jebediah's view is a bit rubbish. Let's check out Bill's. Oh, Bill can see some moon. There we go. Nice upside down moon shot. Let's see if we can... Oh no, probably not a good idea to control it from in here. And let's check out Bob's view. Bob's got a nice skyscape and a bit of moon surface there. Take your pictures now, Bob. Probably not going to EVA because we're travelling quite quickly, and I don't want these guys getting left out over this crater when I need them over here. So I'm probably going to do a bit more burning now. I'm actually going to keep in this view. Oh no, I'm not. I'm going to keep in this view because I want to see where the blue line is ending up. There we go. Actually, RCS isn't all that necessary on this stage. It's more for the larger stages. Okay, bring that down. Bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. And now watch the blue line. We're aiming for that rover. Rover, oh. Rover, rover, rover. Okay, there's lovely. That's going to be optimal, although I think as we slow down more, we're going to land sort of probably about here. My other worry is that it's going to be on a hill, but I think we've got a nice wide base, so we should be alright. Let's increase the time warp until we get close to the rover site. We're not going to get a huge amount of time to work with here, so we're going to have to be careful, because although we're not falling very quickly, we are travelling very quickly, and pretty soon we're going to be travelling very quickly towards the surface, i.e. now we're travelling at quite a clip, and pretty soon we're going to hit that surface. So I'm probably going to land on the edge of the crater, actually, for safety's sake. And we're lucky we're in sunshine, but I'm going to put the lights on anyway to get a really nice indication of how high I am above the surface. But yeah, this is nice to do a sort of daytime landing, so that you guys get a better picture of what's actually happening. But you see now, I've cut out a lot of our horizontal movement, and as a result, I mean, most of our movement is horizontal, but as a result, our surface speed has come down immensely because it was almost all horizontal. I've also just realised I've used up all the fuel, or more or less all of it, so it's a good thing I did that quick save, because if I run out completely, I can reload it. Now we are a little bit far, but the rover's got battery forever, so I can just drive it over here without too much of an issue. Hopefully we have enough fuel to land. I feel a bit like, well, I say a bit like, I feel nothing like Neil Armstrong. He was quite clearly in a higher pressure situation than me, but not having enough fuel to land, having 30 seconds of fuel, or however many seconds of fuel, is quite Apollo 11-esque. And actually this lander is a little bit based on Apollo 11 in the way that it separates and cuts in half. So here we are. The surface is getting nice and chummy with us, nice and close. We need to just start slowing ourselves down more and more and more, and then cut the thrust because we don't want to fly upwards, that is. And then we're going to come down. This thing can take quite a hard landing, but I don't want to risk it too much, so we're going to aim for about 5 meters per second. The lights coming together. Oh dear, oh dear. So that is less than ideal. And what I'm going to do, yeah, sorry about this, guys. I've not really had to do this before, but I want to get this moon landing right, and don't fancy a rescue mission saga. I'd quite like to test out my rover, so I'm going to load the quick save we had, which is here, where we're hurtling towards... yeah, we've got plenty of electric charge. Hurtling towards the surface, as before. How high? Oh, it doesn't tell me how high it's going to be. But it doesn't look very high. Okay, that was bad. Let's try that again. And hopefully it goes a bit smoother this time. I don't actually know why it fell over. I thought I had sorted all of that out quite nicely. Okay. So we've got plenty of fuel. We're going to whack the RCS on this time, in case we have to use it, or whatever. So there's our burn. Going to aim at that. Can't warp any faster because we're very low. Here we are. It's a shame there's no atmosphere in a way, because I'd really like to use parachutes. They're a wonderfully cheap and lightweight way to slow yourself down, but on the moon there's simply no way to do that. You have to use thrust. And as a result... Oh, that's a good view. That's a very good view. If a bit backwards, but it's a very good view. Oh, wrong button. Let's not do wrong buttons now. Let's do slowing down. 2,000 meters above the ground, but actually our rate of descent is relatively low. Now we're a lot closer this time. Okay, I'm liking this landing more. So, let's wait till we get to 1,005. Okay, we're going to slow down now because that hill looks higher than this ground. Okay, careful controls. It's not going to be enough. Okay, it's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. We're going to hit the ground. We're going to hit the ground. It's going to hurt. Brace for impact, guys. I'm going to have to do this again. Oh no, it's working. It's worked, I think. No, it hasn't worked. Ah, come on, come on, come on. Just stay upright, please. Stay upright. Ah! Ah! It's done it! Oh, it's done it. It's done it. I've done it. Who's it? I'm it. Oh, thank you guys. Thank you, Jeb. That was probably your crazy landing that did that. Ta-da! We have landed. And with some spare fuel. Now the next stage is to shut down these 4 engines. so that when we... there we go. When we next take off, it's just going to be this engine that fires, and this bottom stage stays on the moon as a testament to our success. So, without further ado, let's get the lads out and show them the moon. I didn't even put the lights on. How embarrassing. There we go. Actually, no, I want to save some battery in case it gets dark and I have to use them. So I think Jeb is going to be our... It's going to be our first Kerbal of the update to... There we go, he's holding on. Good. So here we go. He climbs down the ladder. Dun dun dun. Very exciting. I'm sure Jeb can't contain his excitement, and he's going to sort of fall off onto this platform. Oh no, he's... Oh, this is better than when I tested it. Now he's... No, we don't grab that ladder. And let go. Yep. Now walk over here. Oh, and grab... Oh! Well, it was one small step for Neil Armstrong and one big fall for Jebediah Kerman. So here we are, and I'm just... Yep, that's all working. Good. I don't want to move these guys, actually. What I want to do, I'm going to put him back on the lander. But not in, just back on, because I quite like him being outside. So I'm going to leave him here. Oh, it's really hard to get him to... There we go. Okay, I'm going to leave these guys here. Having successfully landed their lander, I'm going to switch over to the rover. No, the rover. Let's switch to the rover. Actually, before I do, I sort of quite like to... Okay, Jebediah's going to have to go back in. But it's alright, he'll be coming out again in just a second. And I'm trying to keep an idea of time here as well, but I think we're good. I think we can do it all in this episode. So let's get back inside, and I want to rename this as a lander. There we go. Okay, so now that that's done, let's switch to the rover lander. Can I switch? Okay, that's not working, so I'm going to go to the Space Center. I'm going to go here, and I'm going to switch that way. So now, I'm very, very good, I've worked out, at crashing this rover by going too fast. But let's have a look. So we need to go northwest. So northwest is going to be... Let's work out where north is. Take the brakes off. North is this way. The nav ball's great for when you're flying, but when you're trying to navigate along the ground, it's not exactly ideal. So that's northeast. Okay, so that direction is northwest. I'm going to head off in this direction with my trusty rover, who I almost feel deserves a name at this point. No, this isn't. This is not north. Wait, is it north? I'm heading... I will see you guys when I'm got my rover here a bit closer to the lander. Hopefully this is the right direction. If it's not, I'll turn around and head back. Okay. And we're back. No time for you, but for me that was quite a while. But have a look. Here we're just on the moonscape. Let's just take a peek over this hill. Ta-da! That may look miles off to you, but believe me, that couldn't seem closer to me. I've pretty much mastered rover driving now, but it did take quite a lot of practice. Just now, I've been trying to get here. I had to work out how to navigate using a nav ball and the map. I had to work out how to not tip over every 5 seconds, how to carefully control your speed. It's quite complicated, but as we get over there, I'm going to try and explain it. So first of all, navigation. Now, this is pretty crucial if you're trying to move your rover from one point on the moon to another and you're looking for specific points. The two ways, well, to work out which way I was actually moving, I got myself on a hill like this one, and I pointed as close as I could to directly down the hill with the front of my car. And what that did was tip this nav ball, this marker, slightly in the direction of the hill, as you're seeing now. So the hill I'm going down is sort of going that way. So this is tipped slightly that way. So the heading, the HDG heading, which I said like it stands for something else, it doesn't, it just stands for heading, it's telling me I'm at about 292 degrees, which if you look is roughly there on the nav ball. So that's the direction I'm moving in. And you basically use this to work out that that point is the front of the rover. So wherever you point, that is what direction you're going to head in. Another useful way to work it out, and I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show you because they're so close, but if you use... go away. There. I can't really point because I have to move my mouse, but if you see the beneath landed on both vehicles, there is a north and a west. It's a longitude and latitude, and you just match those numbers up. And I'm going to have to start slowing down here, otherwise I'm going to collide with my other craft. You match those up, basically. So you look which way west increases or decreases, and you work out whether that's so if it's increasing, it's west. If it's decreasing, it's east, I think. And then the same applies for north-south. And then finally, what I worked out is you want to do as little steering as possible. So I put it on blue controls using caps lock, and finally, acceleration is just that. You're not driving a car where you have to constantly maintain a throttle in a way. You don't have to constantly hold down W, because on the moon there's very, very little frictional forces acting against you. So you simply have to set a good speed and then try and maintain it. So if you're going downhill, you'll actually need to brake a bit to maintain that speed. And if you go too fast, you lose stability and fall over. Can I switch to this vessel? No. Okay. You lose control. So what you need to do is, like I said, you use W speed up, S slow down, but you can also use B for brake, or click on the brake symbol. I'm not put the lights on. Okay. And that way I would recommend between 10 and 15 meters per second. Any slower, you're not going to get anywhere. Any faster and wrong button. Any faster and grab hold. What are you doing? Grab. Any faster and you're going to start tipping. So hopefully that's helped a bit when if you guys decide to take your rovers places. Obviously, the lower the gravity of wherever you are, here we go. No, maybe not. Grab hold. Okay, Jebediah hasn't quite worked out ladders yet, clearly. Get up, you idiot. The lower the gravity, or the lower the gravity of the place you are, the less stable your rover will be. So consider a wider wheelbase and just generally being more careful. Now, here's what the mission was all about, and we're really running out of time now, so I'm going to do this quite quickly. But I want Jeb here. He's going to be our captain, our rover captain. So I'm going to put him on the back here. There we go, so he's sitting down. Now he doesn't have a lot of visibility, but his job is tools, speed and whatnot. And now I'm going to have to, because for some reason, and hopefully someone can explain this to me. Oh, I can do it. No, I can't. How do I get back to that crew hatch without having to go to the space center? You guys are normally full of helpful... Okay, this is a bit annoying. I apparently can't leave Kerbal's EVA, but I don't believe that. That just seems ridiculous to me. So, I don't know what's going on there. Someone could help me understand that. I can't switch to debris. Ah, well, Kerbal's on a ladder, so maybe that's it. If I take him off the ladder... Oh, but then... okay, well, let's just try. Take him off the ladder. Okay, now... My options haven't changed here. Can I can go to the Space Center, though. So I think you can't, therefore, put multiple Kerbals on a craft, because you'd have to switch from craft to Kerbal, and it doesn't seem to be allowing me to do that. If you guys know a workaround for that, goodness me, let me know. But that's about it for this episode. But actually, that's not fair. I won't end until I've driven at least one Kerbal around on the rover, and hopefully it all goes to plan. Nothing gets tipped over. I'm just gonna rocket pack off this. because it's a slightly clumsy ladder system. Now the idea was we have a Kerbal there, but you see I can't do it. I don't understand. That seems so counterintuitive to me. Ugh. And see, I can't click to change, and I can't. That's so annoying. I know it's probably my fault, guys, but I would really appreciate knowing what I'm doing wrong here, because having to go to the Kerbal Space Center every time I want to change vessel is getting really annoying. We've gone for half an hour here, so I am at the end of my allowance, as it were. See, Bill knows how to hold on. Bill can work out ladders. See, look at that. Perfect dismount. Well, this was the plan anyway. I'll show you guys what I had in mind. It was to have all the crew boarded like this. But I can't change vessels, so I'm going to have them let go. And of course, they're going to go flying like 10-pin bowlings as soon as I move 10-pin like bowling pins as soon as I move the rover. Okay, let's just try a very, very slow degree of movement. Hopefully no one gets crushed. Okay, so I've got the rover now, and if I take the brakes off, put the lights on, everyone okay? Those guys are not very okay. There goes Bill. Oh, is Bill alright? Gosh, it doesn't go very quickly. I guess... You guys, I told you to go on a space diet. We can't afford to bring your heavy bulk into space like this. I'm going to enable the back steering because we don't seem to be getting a lot of steering here under this strain. I think it's because it's having to push them through space, or there's obviously something a bit squiffy about the physics engine, but here we are. This was the moon mission. So thank you guys for watching. If you don't know what's going on here, or maybe don't know how I got the rover here, make sure to check out the first part of this. I'll put maybe a little annotation at the end of this leading back to that. But if you have stuck around, or if you watch me get through this, then thanks a lot. Leave me some feedback in the comments, or if you can't bother with comments, just hit like to let me know you liked it or not. And yeah, is there a workaround for being able to switch vessels while holding a ladder? Because I would be really interested in it. Because right now this is less a roller coaster and more sort of, I don't know, less Busch Gardens, more Legoland, I guess. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. As ever, leave me feedback. Keep on being awesome, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.